You want to do preseason talk? Let's do preseason talk. I don't know if a preseason game could be a hinge game. I don't think it can be. So I will premise it with I don't think it can be. And I'm smiling because I know that sounds silly. So I won't premise it that way. They looked so good.
Mayo experience.
Mayo experience. Mayo experience. Mayo experience. Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience, presented by Underdog. The kickoff to 2025 NFL season officially right now. The QB rankings, maybe some coach rankings, maybe some other rankings. But what you need to know is I have a big promo going on at 4 for 4 right now. Everything you need for football season. If it's just fantasy, if it's just DFS, if it's just betting, or you just want a tool to tell you the EV, it's an ARB tool. It's all available for you right now at 4for4.com/Mayo. All that link will do is give you 25% off any package you want. And if you're already a sub to the Rabbit Hole and BetSports Golf, you can get the Pro package for $1 right now at 4for4. Plus, the Sharp Stack app, which is the big betting tool for the year. Props, spreads, totals, whatever it is. Make it easy this year to bet. Has the pick'em games as well. Is free until August 20th. All you need to do is to go to 4for4.com, enter an email, no credit card, none of that stuff, and you can use the tool for free until August 20th to see if you like it. I believe that is something that is going to be very fun. Maybe we'll actually do a video to see if Tim Andercust
It's not my name.
can sign up for it and do it.
It's not something I'm going to do.
Do you know your email?
No. I do, but I'm not going to do anything like that. I'm going to just do what I always do.
Do you know your email?
I know my email.
Then you can do it. That's all you need to do.
People who are competent can definitely do it.
What do you think, Jeff? Do you think Tim can do this?
Yes, but he's afraid of everything.
Afraid of what? What do you think's going to happen if you put your email in? You're not putting in your credit card info.
People who are good with technology, or not even that, they should do it. Leave me be.
Are you fucking simple Jack? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Leave me be.
Wow.
Sign up for it.
3 seconds into the year, and I'm being screamed at.
I asked you if you knew your email, and your fucking answer was no.
It's true.
I'm not saying I don't deserve it.
What's wrong with you? Put in the fucking email.
Lots.
All right, so if you don't want to be like Tim, then go to 4for4.com/Mayo, put in your email, and you can use the app. Quarterback rankings at Cust Corner Mini. Smash the like to the episode, and give me what's something they can do? What's something they can put in the comment section?
Tell
Tim's
us,
email. Guess it.
please do not do that. Guess where Justin Herbert should be ranked.
Okay.
Should be ranked, not is.
I won't be going to the comments on this one.
Please, you'll be rated.
Guaranteed.
Jeff will fight with one person underneath his name, and then he'll go to his burner account and fight with other people.
Good idea, boss. I agree. He shouldn't be 13th.
I don't have a burner.
Okay.
You just do it all as you?
Lazy. No, I don't want to sign out of anything. I don't have burners. I mean it. I'll say what I say under my own name.
Is that because you couldn't remember 2 emails? Like Tim can't remember one, apparently?
It's more of a password problem, and then being afraid of getting locked out of my main account. But I'm not into burners, and I don't have like 100 emails to be tricking systems.
Yeah, Jeff needs to have. He doesn't know the extra password to go fight with Steelers fan 88 who thinks Justin Herbert sucks.
You just fight with him normally.
Yeah, just be like. Well, I don't want to go. Most years we go from like 10 to 1, but I think we should just talk about the top 5.
Okay.
And so how this works, it's not just. How do we do this? The quarterback you would want to be playing for your team for the next 5 years, 3 years.
Okay. I mean, I was thinking just this year, but we can use any.
We'll say this year then. We'll say, okay, you know what? We'll do it under those parameters. I can make some quick adjustments to mine. But I think you have 7 to 8 quarterbacks than the rest. I wonder if we all have exactly the top 8.
I'm sure we do.
And if we do, maybe the more fun discussion is after that. Like, we could sit here and be like, who would you rather have this year? Jaden Daniels or no back Matt Stafford? It's like, probably Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, but like whatever. It's not a huge debate.
But it's after that where I think this gets fun.
I agree. The last couple of picks I had trouble with, and I came up with people that maybe other people wouldn't have.
And part of my exercise, well, it's like very much in the present. Part of it was like, if everyone was a free agent today, who would go for the most money? And in what order, almost?
That's fine.
I would tend to agree. So does anyone not have Mahomes at number 1? The question to you, you're just shrugging on a video
Well, you said
show.
did anyone, and neither
The
of
answer
us
would be
answered.
no. You were able to answer incorrectly no to do you know your email, but you can't answer that question.
No.
Jeff?
Yeah, Mahomes number 1.
And is it Mahomes, Allen, Lamar? Those are the top 3 for everyone?
Not in that order, but yes.
All right, make your case for Lamar being better than Josh Allen.
I don't even have Allen at 3. I'm at 4.
You have Josh Allen at 4.
I do.
Paul won't even react to you
Whatever.
at
Like
this
they're all
point.
very close. They're all very close. Like I don't get passionate about it, but I would have Lamar and I would have Burrow 3 and 4, and then I would have Allen.
Paul, how
But
do
if you
feel
told
about
me you
that?
wanted it 3 the other way, I wouldn't fight with you. Like that's fine.
Well, we're here to fight.
They're all like amazing, so like
Two,
it's not a big deal.
2, 3, and 4. Yeah, I mean, you could probably convince a room of anyone that like it deserves to be ranked.
Oh, Paul thinks you should go lower
Well,
on Josh
I
Allen.
won't-
Tell us how you really feel about
I won't
Josh
go
Allen. Is it beating Lamar too much in the playoffs? I mean, this is why Mahomes continues to get the same spot.
I didn't realize it was Allen's responsibility that the Ravens dropped a 2-pointer in the end zone.
Josh will have one bad game, and Tim
No.
will be like just
feel like Josh
lean into him.
Had worse stats last year than Lamar won the
You mean the MVP?
He had worse stats and won the MVP.
The MVP.
Yeah, he
I
was.
mean, this was your argument for Rodgers for years when he shouldn't have won MVP. Then you were
Anyway.
like, well, he won consecutive MVPs. He's the
Anyway,
best quarterback.
Allen did win MVP. He didn't have the best numbers.
Now, quantify best numbers here. What is it that we're looking at?
Like if you look at all the counting stats outside of rushing touchdowns, I think Lamar
So
had
touchdowns.
rushing. Other than that,
let's
I think
circle
Lamar was better than,
touchdowns.
at everything other than rushing touchdowns.
Okay. So scoring touchdowns, like winning games.
And like I said,
How about going farther in the playoffs? Like the reason that we
it's
give
not
him
Lamar's fault and it's not Allen's success that Andrews dropped a 2-pointer in the end zone.
But we go through this exercise. The reason Mahomes continues to be number 1, even though
Keeps winning.
he keeps winning. But why doesn't that count for Josh Allen against Lamar?
Well, because none of them actually win when it really matters.
Well,
just
Josh
lose
Allen plays Lamar, and the Bills win when it matters.
What does it really matter if you lose in the
Then
championship?
why does it
game of
matter?
the
Why does it
divisional
matter
round?
for Patrick Mahomes? Then?
Because he keeps beating everybody.
He doesn't. He lost to Jalen Hurts,
one time. Well, that's
and
the
his stats look pathetic compared to these
I have
guys.
Jalen Hurts at 5.
See,
What
that's
really
an issue. Go ahead,
What
Jeff.
really helped Allen last year, and probably because there was a bit of a statistical gap, although our sorry, our eyeballs didn't see it. I sound like a seal there. Our is if you took a lot of football shows this time a year ago, a lot of people felt there might be some transition or a bit of like Buffalo was just changing a bit, and Josh Allen showed last year like it doesn't matter. He's above that. Almost in a way when the Chiefs got rid of Tariq, and it was like nothing is stopping this. Obviously, the Bills have hit their walls at a certain point, but I think it proved a lot of people, even those who liked them but didn't believe that was coming.
Okay.
Yeah, you picked them to go like under 9 wins last year. Then Allen won the MVP.
Well, look, because Allen played great. Like that team is not very talented, but he honestly did play amazingly. You could argue he's the player most valuable to his team, which if that's why you want to make him MVP, that's fine. But like, let's use that as the rubric every time going forward.
If you put Lamar on the Bills, would they be better or worse?
Around the same, right around the same, probably. Yeah, right around the same. I think Lamar,
You were about to say slightly worse
No.
before you know that destroys your argument.
No, I think around the same. Like I think those 3 quarterbacks, depending on the circumstance, I would rather have each of them, depending on the game, the weather, the opponent. Like I can certainly
which 3?
see Burrow, Allen, and Lamar. Depending on the opponent and circumstance, I might prefer any one of those 3 in a particular spot.
Would you have Burrow at 4 in this conversation, Jeff?
Yes, but it's all very close. 2, 3, and 4 in some ways. You could flip that order weekly. I think if I feel like would all be equally desirable on the open market in some way, ahead of anyone below Mahomes, but ahead of anyone else. They're almost like a tier to themselves, just like in some ways we give Mahomes a tier to himself.
Mm-hmm.
That I completely agree with. I think it's Mahomes, it's those 4, and then there's probably, depending on...
Those three.
Those three. So yeah, those four in total above everyone else. And then I think that there's a pretty big gap between where you would go. Who do you think would be drafted next as a free agent?
Hurts.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not sure. But if I think of the candidates,
What makes Jalen Hurts
is
better
more-
than Jaden Daniels?
durability, success, a better. I mean, yes, the schemes are obviously Philadelphia's a better
Because
football
I
team.
think this comes down to sort of your Lamar versus Josh
I'm a little
Allen.
anxious about Daniels hinging too much of it on one season, which is all we've got.
Yeah.
It's the same way people who had Stroud like 4th or 5th last year sort of got burned by that because he regressed, because it's not unusual for someone to have an amazing first year and maybe not be as good the next year. So I just think based on the bulk of the evidence, I would have Hurts over Daniels, but I would have them 5 and 6, and indeed I do.
So this is a 1-year sample here, Jeff. So I think that in some order, we'll order these guys. You got Daniels, Hurts, Herbert, Stafford. Those would probably be the next few.
I actually don't have Herbert in that stack. I have him in the next group.
But three of those guys are in your three group.
Those next three are the next three to me.
If you put Hurts on any other team but Philly, is he actually any good? This is sort of the exercise that we're trying to do here.
I can see certain teams, yes, he would be just as good.
Like if you put him on Miami, is Miami better?
Maybe not Miami, but like San Francisco, I'd pick them to win the Super Bowl if he was on San Francisco. If he was on, maybe not the Rams, that's a bad example. If he were on the Broncos, probably pick him to win the Super Bowl.
Really?
Teams that are sort of run heavy, have good lines.
So in places where
have good
circumstances are
coaches
perfect.
who are good quarterback coaches, which both of those teams are very good quarterback coaches, I would say he could do just as well, if not better.
I think he's the most difficult guy to rank, Jeff.
I mean, not really, because he's won Super Bowls.
And been to
we
two.
have to respect. He won been to multiple, just won one. It's one of those things where I don't think you really have to overthink it. You could debate, like, if you want to make him 5 or 8 or
And he can
whatever,
play a trick
but
that no one else can play. And he can play it over and over and over again with success.
Can he play that trick if he's not on the Eagles? How much of that is on him? How much of him is on that O-line?
I questioned it going into last year because Kelsey retired, and then he kept doing it. So I now
But it's not like all 5 of their O-linemen retired.
no, but their center did, who I thought was the person who was going to make the biggest difference, and it didn't seem to matter that much.
Is there a chance you were wrong about that?
Well, I think I was wrong to think that it would make any difference. I think as long as you're on a team that doesn't have a god-awful offensive line, he'd be just as good.
So, and you do have the tush push for this year, at least.
At least this year you do. So because he can keep playing that trick over and over again, I think that puts him slightly ahead of a 1-year sample size on Daniels. Or Stafford, who, like, if you promised me 17 straight games of Stafford healthy, maybe I would take Stafford over both those guys. But he's won a Super Bowl too. He's been very successful. He's more of a pure passer, but nonetheless,
He needs a bacchiotomy.
nevertheless,
He is in-
It's those. I think it's those three are, in my opinion, are the clear next three.
So,
But
Jeff,
it gets us to 7.
If you go to CoolBet right now, so if anyone's tuning back in, CoolBet's the sports betting sponsor of this show now. You have to be in Canada, outside of Ontario, in order to use it. Hit the description. You can get the link straight to that. But I have a special boost up there, Jeff, that is Rams under 9.5 wins, boosted up to plus 150. I am concerned about this Stafford back problem.
obviously, he's the hard one to rank, and he well in my top 10. He tumbled because if we're talking about right here, right now for the season ahead, we have to consider the facts on the ground that we do know, and they are concerning. They can try to sugarcoat it by being like, we're not wasting any of his bullets in August, but something just doesn't feel right there at all. But I'll go as far to say is I'm not interested in picking on the Rams. I think Sean McVay and those receivers, Jimmy G, I think he could hold the line if Stafford had to miss 3 weeks or a month.
He could. He could hold the line.
I
but
think he
could be Jimmy G.
Yeah, but I think Jimmy G in that construct would be fine.
If you think that, then Jimmy G should be rated inside the top.
like
Then Stafford doesn't matter.
The Raiders tried to play him last year, and they had nothing left. Like, no, I'm not interested.
Like, he could go
The Rams
6 and 6 if called
Stafford
upon.
has troubles, the Rams are going to finish dead last in that division. Like the Seahawks, 49ers, and Cardinals all have legit, really good quarterbacks and will not miss a beat if the Rams are rolling out any form of backup.
Yeah, listen,
I might pick Seattle to win that division.
Because
I might, because I think Sam Darnold is going to have a fantastic year.
I don't think things are going to be
As good as last year. As good. We won't get into this yet, but I will tell you that my theory of the case for 2025 NFL football is changing of the guard. Massive changing of the guard. Of the 8 divisions, I think I have 6 new division winners.
if you put Justin Fields on the Eagles, would they win the Super Bowl still?
No, I don't think so.
Are you sure?
Yes, I don't think so.
I heard a lot about Justin Fields.
All right, you know what? Fine. You want to do preseason talk? Let's do preseason talk. I don't know if a preseason game could be a hinge game. I don't think it can be. So I will premise it with I don't think it can be. And I'm smiling because I know that sounds silly. So I won't premise it that way. They looked so good against the Packers. Running, Fields looked crisp. He ran in one of the nicest touchdowns of the week. He was taking with the defense. The first stringers of the Packers were giving him. Brees was sort of like battering the line, and Braylon Allen was looking fantastic on his routes. The defense, Sauce had this fantastic lockdown play early in the game. They were going for it on 4th down. One of the residues of having a Detroit Lions coordinator on the team is I expect the Jets are going to be very aggressive on 4th down this year, which makes me happy. They're going to play all their percentages. You watch that tape and you think, okay, like this is a team that's building something. This is not just a team that's marking time and circling the drain. I come out of that very excited. We'll see they play the Giants this week in a preseason game. And if they can continue to show this type of success, that augurs very well. So I was very proud of the performance they put in the preseason.
You're proud of them.
I was proud of that performance. They seemed like they cared. They played hard. I was quite satisfied by that.
Give me a record prediction.
I mean, that team is going to win double-digit games.
Oh, okay.
That team.
You mean the preseason team?
That way they played. But, I think that
what happened to
the
Justin?
AFC East,
you were here crying about Justin Fields' toe.
Obviously looks a lot better. He made one of the nicest runs of the week.
So when he sucks next week, is the toe the issue?
Only if that's what he says it is.
What excuse are you going to give him when he's not?
I'm not going to give an excuse. I'm also saying.
So are we taking toe off the board?
Like in some ways, next week might even be more of a hinge preseason game,
Listen,
if that can exist.
I'll tell you right now is all this does is delegitimize your claims. Like we're trying to talk football.
Okay. Well, then why don't you just tune out then?
Oh,
Like,
I know
I'm here to
that whole fucking rant, and you're not going to be able to this year tell me that I'm the one giving you sweet nothing.
You're right. So far, you haven't been.
You gotta let him finish talking.
Well, he's
No, you're cutting him off. No one can hear him.
Good.
Now I'm doing it too.
I like Aaron Glenn. I think you guys are gonna be more prepared to punch people in the mouth more than you've ever been in recent memory. All the platitudes of all gas, no brakes, that was nonsense. I think there's someone there now, but preseason game 1, who gives a shit? It's a fucking scrimmage.
No, it's not a scrimmage.
You are running out your crew. Matt LaFleur's not doing anything.
Okay, you can delegitimize it. That's fine. If that's your position, go ahead. All right, you're allowed to.
No, it's on now, buddy. It's on. You're gonna wake up tomorrow with love letters.
I mean, I have really nice things to say about your team when the time comes too.
No. I'm gonna you're already in. You're already feeling good. I've been holding back, Tim. I didn't want to do. You didn't want me to do it. You told me not to do it. You started this. For the rest of the summer, I'm gonna tell you what I think about the Jets, and it's gonna be nice. And I'm gonna send you to the golf course with the boys, telling, double digits. Let's go.
Let's go.
Well, how good are the Dolphins going to be then?
Bad.
But they just lit it. Tua was lighting it up
In a tie.
because they didn't win their preseason game.
I'm supposed to be impressed by them, I guess.
Well, why am I supposed to be impressed by the Jets?
I watched the tape. I actually watched both.
So you didn't see. So what you're saying is you didn't see any of the Miami game.
I watched the highlights of the Miami game too.
So did you watch the Jets game or the highlights of the
I
Jets
watched the
game?
YouTubes of the games.
So you
I
didn't
watched
see-
the games. No, I didn't have time.
So you didn't see any of
I watched
the in-between plays?
I watched the full suite on YouTube, which is quite extensive.
You mean the 5-minute clip?
It's longer than that.
How long?
It's like 10 minutes.
The communication Tim and I have been having, in private correspondence, has been about a lot of the awkwardness at Miami Dolphins training camp.
It certainly has been.
like a very strange. I'm not thinking they're going to be as bad as Tim, but one of the more like awkward multi-day sequences. McDaniel's always weird. He's getting weirder.
Not wearing team hats.
I saw that Aaron Glenn did a presser not wearing any of Jets official gear. Where's the hate on him?
That was his hiring press conference when he was in his jacket
He
and tie.
doesn't have to wear Jets gear. That's okay.
Hold on.
Are we actually just talking about his introductory press conference?
Yes, that's what they're criticizing.
I saw the picture. I don't see any Jets gear.
Can you imagine? Like, this is how little they got to work with. That's how very little.
You go out of your way to hate on Mike McDaniel, who seems like a real good dude. I'd get a vape hit on him.
Well, you know, he's probably not going to have a job in 8 weeks, so maybe you could bring him on as a correspondent.
You know what? If I get him on the show after he gets fired, I need you to keep the same heat that you have when he's not here.
Sure.
What is he could be. I haven't seen it. I don't know the odds. Is he he's not the favorite to be the first coach fired, is he?
I would guess that he is.
Very high up there. He and Zach Taylor have got to be like 1 and 1A. If that team starts 0-3 again, I don't think he gets out of September.
I guess, yeah, maybe it is McDaniel because, like, the narrative's already sort of on the streets, right?
Like, are they really going to let Dayball go mid-year? I don't think so. If the Giants struggle, they would probably say to heck with it and run the year out.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, Taylor's the worst coach in football, but the team is probably too good to get him fired.
Right? But if they do start super slow, as they do every single year, well then.
Yeah, but you would think, you know, just in sort of
it cost them last year.
There's no way the Bengals are going to lay a week one egg to a loser team for 3 straight years. They are maybe just the loser team.
I can't even tell you who are they playing in week 1.
They're playing the Browns.
Yeah. But see, I don't like that. It's a divisional game. I wouldn't pick that in Survivor. No way.
Tough.
You'd be out of your mind to pick the Bengals in Survivor in week 1.
I went to Vegas with enough cash for 5 Survivor entries, and there's certainly not 5 games week 1.
What if I tell you you don't have to do that, Jeff? What if I tell you that I might have a Survivor game that you can play in, $250 a pop, $1 million guaranteed?
I'm in.
All
Tim's not, but I am.
No, Tim doesn't need to be in on that one. I asked him if he could sign up for the thing with a fucking free email. No, impossible. But with you and I, we can start putting together some $250 entry. I think it's going to be like 5 or 6 max. It'll be a lot like the one and done we do. I should have more information on that when we do the NFC win totals next week. Hopefully everything is going to be done by that point.
We're doing NFC first, aren't we?
What is your Dolphins prediction, though, Tim?
5-12.
Ooh.
I really think it depends on if Tua stays healthy.
Even then, I just think someone's got to be. I think New England is going to be really good. The Bills are good.
New England's going to be really good.
I'm not going to give away all the win predictions. Let's just say the Jets, New England, and Buffalo are all playoff caliber teams, and I don't think Miami is. And so, like, one team has to be the team that goes 0-6 in division, and you blink and they've got 10 or 11 or 12 losses.
Even when
one
Miami
preseason game did this to you. Like, that's it. Like, where were you before the game?
I was on the fence, but
okay.
Like, you know, I change my opinions when the facts change. What do you do?
But you can't even wait out like 3 preseason games to do this.
I honestly think he's front runner for Fields is front runner for preseason MVP.
When was the last time the Jets didn't have the preseason MVP?
I don't know. They had it last year. I don't know who was the preseason MVP.
You were talking. All you talked about for a month was how good the Yak King Malachi Corley was.
Yeah, he has not been. Well, we'll see how he does this year. Last year was obviously not a good year, but, you know, then Rodgers didn't seem to like him, and, you know, there were problems. So
preseason MVP might be one of my favorite running bits of yours.
It's not a bit. Like, the problem is the winners of this preseason MVPs invariably have bad seasons.
Because they fucking suck.
It's like basically it's winning the par 3 contest at the Masters. That's what it gets you.
It is. Maybe it's Trey Lance.
Trey Lance has looked very good. I would take Trey Lance as a backup on a heartbeat.
Would you take him as a starter?
No, I'm going to roll with Fields.
Remember how much you wanted Joe Mills? And when I asked you if you'd rather have Fields or Mills, you said Mills, but now you have Fields, and now you think Fields is way better?
I liked Mills for the Patriots. I can't remember where he went, but he went cheap.
Dallas.
Yeah, I like that.
Who would you rather have, Fields or the guy, the third stringer on the Eagles?
Who played really well in the preseason, the Irish Assassin, Tanner McKee. I think he can play.
You said that the Jets should trade a second-round pick for him.
I know what I said.
Would you do that today?
Well, no, not now because we're too late in the year. I'll just stick with what I've got.
But he was second-round pick worthy good.
We'll see. Things can change, but I'm feeling upbeat. That's all I'm saying. Is that week 1 of the preseason gave me some life. I'm happy with that.
Serious question. Is this the biggest win the Jets will have this year?
I hope not. It wouldn't shock me. I've been through a lot of pain, so maybe. But at least we have some happy moments. I want that week 1 game real bad, though.
Oh, yeah.
I want that really badly. I'll happily give up the Buffalo game the next week to take the Pittsburgh game the first week.
You know what I just heard in your voice? Like
What?
the promo, that was like phase 1. But by the time we get to the end of this month, but the week 1 spread show, the promo you are going to cut on Aaron Rodgers is going to be really good.
No, let's just say I really, really want that game.
Yeah.
What if it's 50-0 Steelers?
That would be devastating. But no worse than losing 23-22 either. Like, I want the game.
Okay, so if the Jets win 50-0, is that better?
You people better watch that week 1 Sunday Night Live is what I've got to say. If they win 50-0, I might walk on my hands in the studio.
Could you walk on your hands?
Stronger than his legs, though.
Yeah, stronger than your legs, right?
No, not me. I'm one of these people whose legs are actually stronger than their arms.
Yeah, there's a lot of room back. You're not even like really plugged. We don't have enough cords. We're wearing
Just say
Bluetooth earpieces.
If they were to win in a rout in week 1, I'm afraid of where my mind would go.
Jeff, where are you at with the Chargers now that they're down an O lineman?
Done.
What a foolish thing to say when you have Joe Alt who can slide right on over there, who's excellent.
Yeah,
Can
but
he?
it's
Of course he can. He played left tackle at Notre Dame.
yeah, I mean it's their strength, but it's just like there's nothing to be excited about. Maybe their floor isn't so low, but their ceiling is fucking shot.
I think that's catastrophism.
The amount, like it just.
I'm sorry, I completely derailed the show, and I promised you I wouldn't.
And again, you keep cutting him off every time he tries to speak.
Well, it's just the same glum nonsense.
Oh, I'm sorry. What do you do for 17 straight weeks?
I don't know.
I don't even want to watch football anymore.
Those were the best weeks of the year last year. I so enjoyed those.
We changed to Chargers. You got to talk for
Too long.
11 minutes on the Jets. Jeff got to talk for 42 seconds and you cut him off.
Yeah, it's just like we're not good enough. We don't have enough high-end talent. I think last year is probably more likely that they overachieved. Not to say they were bad, but going from 5 to 11 wins, that's like a big jump. I don't know that it's, you'd like to think it's like not a guarantee, but it's highly probable they'll just take another step forward. They don't even have to win more games. I just don't know. Confidence pretty fucking low. You might predictions this year, we're going to take L's.
And who do the Chargers play in week 1?
We play the whole division out of the gate. My season will be decided quickly.
Chiefs in Sao Paulo.
So, are you going to be like Tim if they win week 1, all of a sudden you're all back in?
No, I think they can still win week 1. I think it's plausible. But no, I don't think the ceiling is possible. I just don't. So no, I won't be all in if they win week 1.
So what would you rather have from the Chargers this year? Would you rather have the 3-14 season, like something goes wrong and they go full tank and then they can have a super high pick? Or would you feel comfortable like 8-9?
3-14, they would give another chance for Manning to pass on the Chargers again with the first pick in the draft, which that would be something.
Out.
Certainly not if you have the first. Not if you have the first pick. He's not. Wouldn't be the first time, would it, Jeffrey?
Listen, buddy, you wanna.
Except you won't even get the photo this time.
Okay, you don't know ball because Arch ain't coming out. Like it's already proof in the pudding. Eli, Peyton, Grandpa Arch believes in reps and getting them in, and he's going to start more games in this season. We can make a bet on that.
If the Saints have the first pick, I think he's going to go because he'd like to be a Saint.
Did you see what the Chargers did to the Saints in our Staley revenge game on the weekend?
I did. I keep an eye on what's going on.
Yeah, back to the Bolts. God, Pat, you know how to put me in a pretzel. 3-14 or 8-11. God, listen, I am for glory long term. I'll say 3-14. What I'd like to see happen is once again, coach just has the Chargers playing above themselves for the most part. Like the buy-in of coach. That's all I can hope for, but I'm not optimistic.
For over a century, Johnnie Walker has shared its bold spirit with the game of golf. Now, crafted with Devereux Golf, Johnnie Walker introduces the Johnnie Walker Blue Label-inspired Sunday Golf Bag, elevating the game with sleek design, Blue Label hues, and refined gold accents. Celebrate your hole-in-one with a premium Sunday bag crafted by Devereux Golf. Submit proof of your achievement to johnniewalker.com/blue-in-1. Please drink responsibly. Right now is the best time to prep for the coming months. What I mean by that is you got a bunch of stuff outside. What are you going to do with it? Where are you going to put it? My solution? I went to wayfair.com because it was delivery free, it was fast, and now I have a place to put a lot of my outdoor furniture to make sure that I have room in my house for the entire winter. In fact, I even found some outside storage to make sure that it wasn't just cluttered all around downstairs in the basement. Wayfair's huge selection of outdoor items makes it easy to find exactly what's right for you. There's something for every style and every home, no matter your space or your budget. So get organized, refreshed, and back to routine for way less. Head to wayfair.com right now to shop all things at home. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair. Every style, every home. We'll go back to the quarterback rankings and talk about that 6 to 10 range again. So you don't have, like right now, if I was to give you the choice for the rest of the season, Tim, the Jets lose Justin Fields and then everyone besides the top 5 quarterbacks become available. And actually, it's two. 2 quarterbacks are available. You can sign them. Matt Stafford or Justin Herbert today. You're going to say Herbert.
No, I will take Stafford because I do have Herbert ranked below Stafford.
He is fucking in a cryogenic chamber as we speak.
I get it.
Embarrassing, disingenuous, gaslighting.
For 1 year, you tell me 1 year. Otherwise, like what? Then you can't even have Stafford ranked then. Like either don't rank him at all or you rank him somewhere, and where you rank him is where you have to pick him. I had him 6.
But he's one of the few people that we actually know who is hurt right now with an injury that, I mean, he's kind of been dealing with for ages, and now he can't even like put on pads.
I understand.
So you'd be like, hey, we're sitting here 3 weeks out from the beginning of the season. I will take Justin Herbert, who some people would have probably ranked very close to Joe Burrow and Josh Allen. Not us. Not even Jeff.
Rob makes fun of Herbert, and in his thing on the Hammer, he ranked Herbert 5th.
Okay. Well, then you should take it. I have him ranked.
I don't have
8th,
Herbert ranked.
So I would have him 8th.
I don't have Herbert ranked 5th.
People ahead of him.
I would say Herbert playing under Sean McVay with Puka and Devontae. Oh my God, he would. I wish he was a Ram, and I wish I was a Rams fan.
Is it because you would still want the Australia game to be your biggest rival?
No, but I think being in Sao Paulo this year to start the season means there's no way we're gonna be overseas to start the next year. Yeah, I don't know, man. The Chargers are gonna be mid, and hopefully the ball bounces their way a few times. But yeah, they'll be a mediocre team, I think. It's tough. I wouldn't pick them to win over their win total though.
So you would have Hurts. Should Baker be a part of that discussion?
Maybe, but I don't have him at this level.
What about Jordan Love?
I don't have him either.
Brock Purdy?
Yes.
So you'd have Brock Purdy above Love, above Dak, above Baker, above Stroud, above Goff? Do you have him above Herbert?
No. I have Herbert 7. Or sorry, yes, I do. I have him 7, Herbert 8.
You have Herbert behind Purdy?
I do. For one, yeah, I do. Purdy looked great last year when he had nothing. He had no help. He played really well.
Do you know how much
he's won playoff? He's won
played his career with no help,
and he's won playoff games. He's played good football. I trust him. I trust him more than I trust Justin Herbert. I will be honest.
Herbert,
my hand to God.
Whatever. I'm not okay. Fine.
Which playoff game that he played poorly in were you going to bring up?
I'm not. I was going to say I don't know because it almost like offsets. Like Justin
Purdy's never played a poor playoff game. The one game he lost was once in overtime in the Super Bowl, another time because his arm was falling off.
But the one.
He's a better quarterback.
Justin Herbert threw 3 interceptions in the season last year.
How many week 18?
Week 19.
Week 19, sorry.
That was that. Yeah, that's the dichotomy.
Be like the Joker.
Of it, and they got exploded.
Anyway, so I'm taking Purdy.
Looking at value last year.
I just want to say this. I think we would agree that if Brock Purdy and Justin Herbert were both free agents, I don't even think it would be close how the league or the people running the teams would respond to that.
Is that from your insider knowledge at Hall of Fame game weekend?
That's
Like
just
you're just asserting that. I don't think that's true.
No, there's a lot of like the Jeremy Fowler executive ranking. Anyhow, whatever. It's fine.
So if you just look at rankings, if you do combined traditional stats, QBR, and EPA per dropback, from just 2024, here are your best quarterbacks. Lamar was number 1, Josh Allen was number 2. It's those two way above everyone else. Burrow was 3, Goff, Baker, Mahomes, Kyler, Tua, Bo Nix, Hurts, Purdy, Herbert. Herbert and Purdy were exactly the same. One spot above Jaden Daniels.
I buy that. And Purdy had a lot less help last year and dealt with a ton of more injuries last year.
I don't know if I would go as far as to say that he's better than Justin Herbert. I'd rather have him. But I think that people do have him rated criminally low.
I think so, too. And I was one of these people, too, and there's film of me saying I didn't believe in Purdy, but actually last year on losing cause, I thought he actually acquitted himself incredibly well, and it changed my mind.
So, one sec, Jeff, I want to ask you this then, because I kind of made the case against Jalen Hurts that if he is not with the infrastructure of the Eagles, having Barkley, the best offensive line, and 2 awesome receivers, and a pretty good tight end at that, you put him somewhere else, would he be any good? If I took Brock Purdy away from Kyle Shanahan, Jeff, would he be any good?
He wouldn't. Yeah, I don't know. If you drop Brock Purdy on the Chargers, how are the Chargers better or worse?
I guess that's the question.
What do you think?
Hard to tell between them. Hard to tell. I mean, I would say marginally for this year, I would rather be the team that had Purdy if I were the Chargers than Herbert. But but it's super close. Like, these are not huge gaps.
It's funny because I think that people forget, and we all lived through it, that even though the Patriots had won those 3 Super Bowls in the 4 years, the beginning of Brady's career, no one was like, Tom Brady's the best quarterback in football. He was like, man, they have a good team. And then he became the best quarterback.
2007 is when everything changed. Like, you had to have lived through it, but like 2007 was like the hinge moment of his career where we saw him as like, oh, he's not just a winner. He's like an awesome quarterback talent-wise. Yeah, that changed everything.
And Purdy, it feels like, I mean, I don't have the time to run the numbers right now. I would be curious because Purdy has the same sort of thing that Brady had going on, that he was this late-round pick. No one thought he was any good. It turns out he was pretty good. But is that a system type of thing? Could he actually lead a team and be the focal reason that they win? And I'm curious to see if we ever get to see that moment from him. But I think that his stats, like the first 3 years, are better than Brady's stats, like the first, even in those Super Bowl years.
I believe it. And one of those years they went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And Purdy, people that try to dismiss him, like, he puts the ball in a bucket.
Sure does.
He is lovely. I know in the last 5 minutes it's come back as like I am anti-Brock Purdy. No, I love watching Purdy ball. I think he's a lovely quarterback. He's not in my top 10. He'd just be outside it. But I do probably agree that he is probably more underrated than versus his actual talent. I would be on board with that.
I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I rank Purdy above Goff.
I mean, I did too. Goff's number 10 on my list.
I actually put Stroud above Goff.
I didn't have Stroud on my list.
Because I think that we're judging Stroud a bit too harshly after he basically had you as his offense. You, when you played tackle football, was his offense.
And I played both sides of the ball too.
Goff didn't make my top 10.
Goff is a tricky one.
Goff's got like Kurt Warner numbers the last 3 years, but just without a Super Bowl.
But when you watch it, like when you
does.
But when you watch Kurt Warner play, you were like, oh my God, this guy is amazing. When you watch Jared Goff play, you're like, there's something about maybe it's just the way he throws, his stature, whatever it might be. He just doesn't look like he's very good.
I think it's for 2 reasons. First, because we have that memory of him on the Rams and him not being very good, and we can't fight that bias of remembering that he was so poor the Rams got rid of him. Secondly, he doesn't play like quarterbacks play anymore. 10 years ago, or 15 years ago, we wouldn't be having this discussion. We would be going gaga over him. But he does what quarterbacks used to do that they don't do anymore, which is the classic pocket passer, stand there and fire. And we're biased against that too. We're like, oh, he doesn't really move enough. He doesn't have, the speed or the agility. But he's a stand-up goalie in a butterfly goalie world. He's just really good at what he does.
There's still like moments where I'm like, yeah, still like above mid.
He was the first pick in the draft for a reason. Like, he has a tremendous amount of talent.
Zach Wilson was the second pick in the draft, who I heard looked awesome in the preseason.
Yeah, from
game.
people who have every incentive to say that.
I'm a fan. If he starts, I think that could be fun.
Jeff's still on board.
I think it would be fun too. I could watch them go 2-15 with him.
Hey, listen.
That wouldn't make me upset at all.
Our friend told us that there's a lot of attractive MILFs in South Beach. Maybe he'll just be in his comfort zone.
Maybe you have to start him. That way he's too much idle time on his hands if he backs up.
When is the Jets-Dolphins last game? When is it?
Week 18 again.
Zach Wilson starting at quarterback to cost the Jets the playoffs?
After we cost them the playoffs the year before, then they cost us the playoffs.
You didn't cost them the playoffs
that could
last
happen.
year.
That could happen, friends, because let's just say the season doesn't go as the Dolphins want. Tua isn't what they want. You could have almost one of those situations where they don't want to play Tua late to have to be on the hook for a potential late season injury, which would then lock in future years. Because I think there's a chance that there could be a lot of. It is in the definite range of outcomes that there is a huge overhaul in Miami after this season.
But how do you get rid of Tua? You just signed him to an extension.
I bet you there's a ton of trapdoors on that type of extension.
That,
I don't know his contract, but there's no way it's as ironclad.
After 2 years, there's definitely a door out.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Guaranteed.
Miami's not crazy enough to sign a contract for somebody who just unfortunately has too many risk factors.
So here it is. It is 4 years, $212 million. It starts this year, I believe. Includes $167 million in guaranteed money, but there's a potential out after 2027. So they would have to blow it up in 2 years.
But if he's no good, you just blow it up.
I don't think if he's healthy, he'll be good. He'll be fine.
Yeah, when has Tua not been good when he's been healthy?
Yeah. But the problem is if you had to rank Tua, where do you have him? I probably have him 16, 15.
Yeah, and it's funny because I feel like I'm now baking. You want to talk about someone who, whenever you see those mirror versions of Tua, he just seems like he's so much better.
Yeah, Michael Penix suffers from the same issue.
Just being a lefty? Just like you?
Him. Yeah, it hurts.
Are all lefties cursed because you're left-handed?
It's funny because in baseball, left-handed pitchers always look like better pitchers, and yet in football, it's the exact opposite.
It's just something about the motion. You couldn't?
In Madden, other than Vic running around, no, I'm out. I can't have, this the visual of the lefty quarterback. When we were kids, it was Steve Young, Scott Mitchell. They didn't even exist.
Mark Brunell?
Yeah.
It's difficult with Tua only because, he'd probably be 16, 17, or 18 because it does feel like there's a cap. At least with the other guys that we're talking about, and Goff included, we know that there's a ceiling there. Mm-hmm. And with Tua, we saw it for a 4-week stretch 2 years ago when everyone was healthy. But there has to be something to, and maybe it's just how bad the quarterback room is after him in Miami, that when he doesn't play, they're unwatchable.
Well, I hold Mike McDaniel accountable for that.
No, he's not the GM.
It's his job
but he's not the GM.
to coach up his backup quarterbacks.
Then what happened when you were telling us about Robert Saleh and how great he was? And the moment Zach Wilson went down, and it was a problem. Then Aaron Rodgers goes down, and they have no offense.
Not an offensive coach. And when Saleh got fired, that defense, which he was really good at coaching, got really bad. Mike McDaniel is supposed to be this offensive guru, and quarterback is the most important position. Year on year on year, he can't get the backup position right. At what point do we have to point the finger at the guy who's paid to coach and say, how about you coach up the backup to the most important position, particularly when your starter is so susceptible, unfortunately, to getting hurt?
Do you think he was the one who advocated for the Tua extension?
I have no idea how much he's listened to. I can't pretend to guess that. But what I can say is I hold him accountable. It's been enough years now that he can't get the backup position worked out. It's got to be on him. Someone has to the buck has to stop somewhere. Let it stop with him.
I mean, you're right. He is completely accountable for all of this. But I will give one caveat here. Jeff, do you remember who they signed to be their backup quarterback? I can't remember if it was last year or the year before.
Snoop.
They had Snoop, but the year before that, they signed Teddy Bridgewater to be the backup after being out of football for years. They're like, here, use this guy.
And then they had Skylar Thompson starting in a playoff game.
Which you say that they almost won.
And they did almost win that. Like, if they'd had a competent backup, they would have won because Buffalo's pretty soft.
Okay.
But to Pat's point, like there is the ceiling there, but that's why so many of my guys that are essentially like 6 through 10, like I could see a way in which they do actually join the like Burrow tier. Like Jaden Daniels, CJ Stroud, you guys can laugh at me. Like if Justin Herbert, I don't think it's out of the range. I don't think the door is closed on him still. He has the talent to like join that tier. He's been on the clock longer than the other ones, but that's like if we snapped our fingers and in 2 years, there's other guys in that tier. Maybe that's who's rounding out my top 10.
I think I'm pretty much with Jeff because Baker kind of falls into this situation too, where he, Goff, Tua, think they're kind of right around the same type. Not that they'd be close in the rankings, but they're the same type of quarterback where I feel like you can go so far with them, and then that's it. Where someone like Jaden Daniels, I would look at it like if I was trying to pick between my team and the goal was to win the Super Bowl, it was between Jaden Daniels, and I think Stafford's at this level right now too. There's only so far he can take you. If you can keep him from getting hit, you could probably go all the way with him. But eventually he's going to take a hit and it's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
But with Jaden Daniels, if you told us next year that he was number 3 on this list, it'd be like, like if he has the Lamar year 2 but better, you'd be like, whoa, okay.
He's every bit as good as them. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Absolutely.
Dak is an interesting one. Because I think 2 years ago we had him at 6.
Yeah.
What has he done since? And he's
Got
had weapons.
He got hurt.
He's had weapons.
Not available. Like it's hard to gauge because he's not not been a reliable to dress. And that's not like a knock. Injuries happen. Guys get the worst of it. But I need a quarterback who's available.
There's a team I'm down on. Big
Dallas.
time.
I actually think they're underrated.
They're 110 to 1.
But
and that's with the Dallas. Like people will just blindly bet them anyway. 110 to 1.
If you ask me if I'd
underrated
rather the
right
Giants or the Cowboys right now, I might tell you the Giants.
Well,
In terms of the
I just
division,
think
like they're both going to be really
Cowboys-
bad. I might pick the Giants.
I don't want to stand for the Cowboys, but I think people are overrating like how bad it's gonna be. I think they'll be fine. And when Dak's healthy, they'll move the ball. If he stays healthy, they're fine. I'm not one of these there's always this talk of like there's a tax on Dallas to bet. Now it feels like there's such a stink on them. It's one of the few times where I actually think maybe they're being hated on a little too much. That's my opinion.
I'm going to throw each of you 3. I want a one-word answer, and we'll get into this. Love, Kyler, or Baker. Pick one to be your quarterback.
Baker. For this year, Baker.
Kyler.
MVP candidate.
He's just got the most upside.
Does he?
I think so.
When do we see this upside?
Well, the year that the Cardinals made the playoffs, and he played great.
He played great for like the first 9 games.
Well,
and they
but you
sucked
asked me
their way into the playoffs.
Well, you asked me where you saw the upside, and it's there. And there were moments last year where he looked really, really good. Of course, there's a lot of down moments, but like all these guys are sort of like gambles. I think Kyler has has the highest ceiling and has the lowest floor. But you're asking me to roll the dice. I'll roll the dice with him.
Jeff, if I gave you the Aaron Rodgers zone, let's call it,
Dead last.
that you could have Aaron Rodgers or this quarterback for 1 year. Do you think that's a good barometer of quarterback, or would it be the Trevor Lawrence line, where you can have Trevor Lawrence, or you can gamble on a guy that like a Bo Nix or a Drake May?
To me, Geno Smith is the line. But anyway.
Okay, so I think that's a good way to talk about this. Is Geno Smith like the...
Geno's the lowest quarterback I would take to start a year to think, if things go right, we can make the playoffs. This is a playoff caliber quarterback. Geno Smith is like the bottom of that list.
But were there quarterbacks that you would actually rank behind him that you would actually take in front of him?
No, I don't think so.
To say, hey, you can make, like Jeff, if Tim says you can make the playoffs with Geno Smith, Could you win the Super Bowl with Geno Smith?
So this is to my point. Like, who's on my list next year right now? Drake May. Drake May. I think next year can sneak on to this list. Maybe Bo Nix as well. Not like nice, great O-line receivers. Sean Payton on that whiteboard. I'll hate to see it, but I'm expecting it. But Drake May, I think, is going to take a leap. Shit's going to start coming together there. And I was a big fan last year, so that's no secret to our viewers. He's going to be on next year's list.
Oh, you mean new school Blake Bortles?
Maybe.
Drake May is unstoppable with the Patriots down 21 points.
I hope so. I really hope so. No idea.
Everyone is just all in on Drake May. And I'm not saying that he can't be good. But, let's pump the I've seen people betting him for MVP.
I hope he does.
Yeah, that's a little
Plays
crazy.
great. I hope he plays great.
I don't know. I was standing for him years ago. Last year, again, just mentored by Phillip Rivers, so he's my guy.
If you had to take a team this year, so let's gauge where you're at on Drake May. If you had to take a team to win the Super Bowl this year, Justin Herbert is out, and all of a sudden the Superchargers are back. You got everyone you need. Would you rather have Drake May or Dak playing quarterback for you?
Like to win 3 games in a row? What's the question?
Yeah.
Starting week 1.
Starting week 1 to win the Super Bowl. Who would you rather have? Which one of those two for this year? It's an instant. Dak is way better.
Dak. I know. I'm trying to make a case, but yes, for this year, it's Dak. Yes. Dak.
Tim?
Dak.
I would agree.
Okay. Would you rather have Drake May or Geno?
Drake May.
Darnold or Drake May?
Darnold.
Really?
I really like Seattle this year.
They're going to be so bad.
I really like the Seahawks.
They can't block. What happens? You have a lot of experience with this.
So does Sam.
Sam Darnold with a bad offensive line. What does that look like?
Not great. Not great, but I think he's got a lot to prove. I don't think last year was particularly a fluke. So
if and when in the future we do this for coaches, just to tease, would Mike McDonald make your T10 coaches, Tim?
He won't make the top of my list.
Yes. Now, I'm the one who makes old-timey, completely irrelevant references. He's over here citing Mike McDonald.
Yeah, but he doesn't yell at the intern for not knowing the reference.
I suppose that's true.
I don't care if anyone gets the reference. I get the reference. I don't make you.
Well, because it's funny. Okay. It is funny. I've forgotten the question.
Mike,
Mike McDaniel. Would he be top or Mike McDonald? Probably. We'll see. I guess we'll see how he does this year. Probably. We're not there yet, but probably. I thought he did a really good job last year.
Drake May or Zesty DTR?
Oh, well, apparently he's unstartable. So
he
have to be Drake May.
He can't hit a net from 3 feet away, apparently. So
bench him. I guess give up on him.
Tim, if I hated him, wouldn't I be playing up some of this preseason stuff? Wouldn't I be picking this low-hanging fruit?
No, I feel like you're just amassing.
What?
You're just amassing an arsenal.
No. I don't even have the discipline to do that.
I've sort of moved on anyway. I've sort of moved on anyway. I'm now infatuated with Cam Ward. I think he's going to be awesome. So I've already sort of moved on to the next year.
What?
I've already kind of moved on. He's good. I hope he's really good. But now my focus is on Cam Ward to be the next star.
You're such a flake.
Okay.
You're just. What do you mean you're done?
Well, I don't feel like I need to come here and pound the table week after week anymore.
You berated non-believers for a year.
Well, I don't think he's as bad as you think he is, but I'm no longer interested. I'm no longer interested in writing an epistle in his defense week after week. It is what it is. I hope he's good. I think he's got talent, but I've now shifted my focus over to Cam Ward, who I think is awesome.
Because of one preseason game,
he looks so good in that game. And that division is so terrible. It wouldn't take much for the Titans to go 9-8 and him win the division.
I hope he's great. I agree with you. He looked fun. I'm excited to watch. Even though they're the last place team, I'm excited to watch him and them. It's one of the things I'm looking forward to week 1.
Because he was drafted after so many of the other quarterbacks last year, that weirdly Bo Nix has like a Brock Purdy stink to him, despite the fact that he's a first-round quarterback. And no one like believes that he's actually this good.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
fair.
people are starting to believe, self included. I hope his ceiling is like capped, and there's not like years of progression because he's already like 26 plus. But with Sean Payton and that O line and those receivers, he seems to execute quite well, and I'm concerned.
Yeah, maybe he went to the Arch Manning squad to get those extra reps. Makes it good.
Got to.
So
You know how much money in college that player would have made now with name?
which Villanova?
That's
player?
another
Scotty
reason
You
why
know
Arch
how much money he would have made with name name and licensing?
Well, how much money do you think that Arch Manning makes next year just staying in college now, Jeff?
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why, to Tim's point, maybe if the dream number 1 overall pick scenario, the team, the coach, the owner that has the Manning cabal approval, he will go. But there's no way he's going with what goes on there now. It's not going to happen.
Jeff, would you rather start Geno Smith or Trevor Lawrence?
I would rather have Trevi because maybe there's a chance. Like maybe it's in there still. Geno, to the point, we know the ceiling, we know the floor, we know he'll battle, ball out. But I say Trevi because maybe there's still some top 5, top 1, 3 in there.
Bryce Young or Lawrence?
See, now you're putting it together. Bryce looks fun. Bryce looks like maybe, I'm not as good, but maybe the Drew Brees trajectory is legitimate. Like not all-time stats level, but just his ability to maneuver and do it.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Part of my wellness routine this year has been focus more on family and focus more on Pat Mayo. So I've been doing fewer shows, upping the exercise, eating better. If you have kids, it's just daily, nonstop grinding every single day. Couple that with workplace stress, and it's a bit difficult. Workplace stress right now is one of the top causes of declining mental health, with 61% of the global workforce experiencing a higher than normal amount of stress. So maybe BetterHelp is exactly what you need to do. It's helpful for learning positive coping skills and how to set boundaries. It empowers you to be the best version of yourself. It isn't just for those who've experienced major trauma. If you feel anything going on with you, you need to go to betterhelp.com/PatMayo right now. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Unwind from work with BetterHelp. My listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/PatMayo. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/PatMayo. Look, I don't bounce back exactly the way that I used to when I was 20 years old, and it used to be I can either have a great night or just have a struggle the next day. That is until I found pre-alcohol. The ZBiotics Pre-Alcohol Probiotic Drink is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle the rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's a buildup of this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for the rough days after drinking. Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. Just remember to make pre-alcohol your first drink of the night. Drink responsibly and you'll feel the best tomorrow. The final days of summer are here for you to enjoy. Whether you're heading to the beach, camping in the woods, or squeezing one last vacation road trip, do not forget to bring ZBiotics Pre-Alcohol Probiotic Drink. Drink a pre-alcohol before drinking and enjoy every day of summer to the fullest. Go to zbiotics.com/PatMayo to learn more and get 15% off your first order when you use PatMayo at checkout. ZBiotics is packed with a 100% money-back guarantee, so if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Remember, head to zbiotics.com/PatMayo and use code PatMayo at checkout for 15% off. Final quarterback to talk about that's not Bryce Young. J.J. McCarthy, Jeff. Your guy. Where does he go? Like, would you rather have Bo Nix, or would you rather have JJ McCarthy or Drake May? Like, where does he fall for you right now, knowing nothing?
Bo Nix.
Okay, so you're not a part of this cabal on the internet.
No, I think JJ could be fine. He's got the incredible coach. He's got the receivers, but I'm not. There's a segment of the internet that thinks he's going to be top 5 when we do this in a year, and I don't know how that's possible.
Do they all the Vikings front office staff? Because he kind of has to be, or they're going to lose their jobs.
Why?
No,
Because they let Sam
they-
Darnold walk with a phenomenal year. They went 14-3 with the guy. He had fantastic stats. He had a bad 6 days.
They played 2 games that mattered, and
He
Darnold
had-
played awful in them both.
He had a bad 6 days, and they told him to hit the road, and then Seattle paid him a ton of money.
And Seattle
So-
drafted a guy who might be starting over him if he starts poorly.
But I think this isn't fair because you're also looking at it wrong. It's not like Darnold. Darnold was brought in to be Buddy's backup, and then he got hurt.
Yes.
And it was only a 1-year deal. And then when he has that ceiling success, and you've already drafted the guy, no offense, the decision's kind of already been made.
I think that's dumb logic. Like, if someone plays that well at the quarterback position, it's worth more than the risk.
It can be, but he didn't play that well is the problem. You didn't win anything with him.
They won 14 games.
That's fine. They
those
played 2 games that mattered. They lost them both. And a part of the reason that they
bad.
were able to build up their team so much was because he made no fucking money. And now that he makes a ton of money, you don't have the same team. And we saw what happened as soon as their O-line got hurt, he folded.
Jefferson is still there. They're all right.
You know, maybe maybe it's different if they pushed a little, but in those big moments late, be it that last game or the spot those, just everyone's watching. He just didn't perform.
I know. I agree. That's why I said he had a 6-day stretch that was like a horror show or whatever, or 8 days because they played on a Monday night. That was a horror show.
And it's still fair to be who's the real? I'm a truther of Sam, but it's still kind of fair to be who's the real Sam?
And what does Sam look like without Kevin O'Connell?
Well, we're going to find out.
I mean, Kirk Cousins didn't look so good without Kevin O'Connell.
Kirk Cousins is 600 years old.
And the Vikings could be one of these teams. Obviously, if JJ's great, they'll want to re-sign him. But it's almost at this moment where Kevin O'Connell gives you these Shanahan vibes. Give me a quarterback, I'll make it work. He won with an astronaut dude, the bald astronaut guy.
Oh, yeah, Josh Dobbs.
Yeah. We didn't win. They didn't make the playoffs that year. But anyway.
And so he's basically the same as Sam Darnold.
Well, not really. They made the playoffs. They won 14 games.
And then didn't do anything.
No, because the league doesn't reseed. It's dumb. And they made a team with 14 wins, which I think is the most a team has ever won and had to be a wild card.
Who did they play in the first round?
They would have played.
Rams.
Who did they play? They did play the Rams.
Couldn't
That's
beat
right.
the Rams.
No, well, the Rams were that close from beating the Eagles, who won the Super Bowl. So, the Rams were a very good team.
How many games did they win?
12, 11.
So not 14.
You look down your nose at 14 games all you want.
It feels like the Vikings do this every few years, where they have the year that they lost to Daniel Jones in the first round. What were they, 13-4?
Well, something like that. But they were also, they weren't as good, granted. But that's a lot of wins, and I don't look past that. I'd love to have that as many wins as my team wins in 3 years.
You would be so upset if that happened. You would be more devastated if the Jets went 14-3, didn't get a bye, and lost in the first round than you would if they went 3-14.
I don't know that I would stop complaining. I don't know that I would. I would be a wreck. I'd be a wreck.
Would you rather have Drake May or Shadur Sanders? Who looked great, apparently.
Yeah, no, he did. The Browns should probably start him. They have 9 quarterbacks, and none of them are any good.
Flacco's good.
They have 9 quarterbacks, and none of them are any good. Flacco played enough games last year to the point that the Colts just had to bench him.
Because they had to play Anthony Richardson.
Who's also not
who had
very
to
good,
take
apparently.
a playoff for a sig break or something.
No, the Browns don't have anybody. You know what? What a coup that would be if they could have a 6th round draft pick at quarterback and be good. I mean, they're not going to be great anyway, so roll the dice.
Any final quarterback thoughts, Jeff?
No, sorry, I don't. I'm scared Bo Nix can be really, really good.
Do you have a corner topic, or should we do the coaches? Oh, yes, Jared.
Sorry, Shador. If you're the Rams, do you trade a 5th-round pick?
No.
Try and get your advantage?
No, Jimmy G's better than Shador.
Yeah.
Long term?
No.
I think Sean McVay wants somebody accurate and run a little bit.
They could have picked him any time in the first 6 rounds if they liked him that much.
Yeah.
It's not like that draft happened 2 years ago. It happened like 4 months ago, and they just kept passing on him. So,
Okay. Yeah, that's all.
plus, does he travel well to Melbourne when they play the Chargers next year? I don't know.
If he gets too many speeding tickets, he won't be allowed in Australia.
Honestly, this guy's trying to bring LA. I don't think would be a good place for Shador right now.
Or the best. I mean, it's not like he would start over Jimmy G this year.
If the Brown, when they're ready to, like when Stafford moves on, the Rams will be hyper aggressive, and there'll be a landing spot that a lot of guys would want to go to.
Is it odd that I weirdly like the Browns if they play Flacco? They were good
Yes,
with Flacco.
it is. Yep,
Nope.
that
They
was
made
2 years
the
ago.
playoffs with Flacco
That was-
2 years ago.
That was 2 years ago. If quite famously, he played great because it helped Jeff out. But that was 2 years ago. He's now like 41.
It's fine. He's better than Kenny Pickett.
Maybe, but they're all terrible. Pick your.
You're just
quarterback.
mad because he's the only time that Flacco has truly been like a disaster is when he played for who?
Doesn't matter.
Maybe
Colts.
just everyone who plays for the Jets fucking sucks.
Yeah, it happens. I get it. I get it.
He could be fine. Okay, let's do the coaches. We'll save your corner for the win total show. Unless you have a good one. Do you have a good one?
Whatever.
Is it about hiking and how you'd hike all the time if there was better hiking around?
I think I would hike more if there were better hiking, but no, that's not my topic. So let's move
When
on.
you say hike more, does that mean at all?
I'd hike more often. I hike very rarely, but like there's not real great hikes to go on.
You can find a hiking spot around here. Paul?
On the East
Great
Coast of
hikes,
Canada.
the best, but there's really good hikes.
Yeah, Paul hikes.
I want to. No, never mind.
Say it.
I want an indoor hiking facility where I can like contour the type of hike I'm getting based on like you just, like put in your.
You want a treadmill.
No, but like you can computerize the hike
You have
and like
virtual reality stairmaster.
and so sometimes it's like so it's mostly downhill. Little,
Treadmills that go on inclines and declines.
yeah, but like I want to be like indoors, not just on a treadmill. Like I want it to feel like the experience of a hike, but I want to like do it inside, and I want to like
Virtual reality.
make it mostly downhill.
You want to walk down a hill.
Mostly, not only downhill, but I want it to be like mostly downhill. What? I don't want it mostly uphill. I want it mostly downhill or flat.
And
The odd up and down, but
and you
like,
want it indoors.
I'd like it, yeah, indoors.
How big is the hiking facility?
Not
is it
that
bigger
big.
than the indoor golf course?
No, because it's like got conveyor belts. And
So it
stuff.
is a treadmill.
But it's not a treadmill. It's like much bigger than that. It's like closer to the thing you see at the airports that zip along, but like at a much larger
Those
scale.
don't zip along.
You zip along faster on them, but like you would go up and you go. This is not even my topic. Anyway, you go up and you'd go down, and
Do you want to feed in like birds chirping?
yes,
noises?
yeah. There should be noises. There should be like wind. You should have like anyway, yeah, all kinds of stuff. Like I want it to be realistic. And then like you can have it at higher levels for people who are more advanced, like more uphill climbs and hikes.
You know where you can get all that? Outside.
But I don't like it outside. There are bugs and it's hot and it's
Well, so
dirty.
you want to mimic nature, but you don't want to have any nature there.
I want all the good parts, and then I want to
Okay,
not have any of the
Top
bad
5
parts.
parts of nature that you would want indoors at this hiking facility.
The views.
How do you get the views indoors? Like, is there like a projector
You
screen
get like
set
a
up?
1080, 2040 i screen, and it looks just like it looks enough like it.
Virtual reality and a treadmill.
Yeah, that's what you want. You want to put on a helmet and walk very slowly on a treadmill down on a decline.
With some, you know what? Yes, that would be preferable. That's the type of hiking I'd be into. Okay, sure.
Give me your top 5 things you don't like outdoors about hiking.
Bugs,
What bugs in particular?
horseflies, mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes?
I don't like those things. Hornets, bees, wasps. I don't like any of those things.
Spiders?
I'm not too afraid of spiders,
So
actually.
you're afraid of a mosquito, but you're not afraid of
because it'll bite me. And like spiders don't often bite somebody. They do bite, but like they aren't like mosquitoes live to bite you to consume your blood. So that I don't like the dirtiness of it. I just don't like the heat. The constant nonstop heat. I don't like that. I don't like being like so far away from home base. Like anyway, I don't like that either. I don't like the inconsistent terrain. Like I'm always afraid I'm going to twist my ankle on a trail or something if I don't know the footing exactly right. Yeah, that's the main stuff. Lack of Wi-Fi or data Wi-Fi or whatever. Like I hate like my phone. I can't access something. That bothers me. So that's the stuff that. Why are you looking at me like that?
Like what?
You asked me what I don't like about the outside. I told you what I don't like about the outside.
Your lack of Wi-Fi?
Well, that or just like the data stuff. Like if I want to like check a
Watch
sports
TikTok.
score.
No, you want to watch TikTok.
Or whatever.
What you're saying is you want. So, are there different points of your indoor hiking facility that when there's like a vista projected on the screen while you're walking on one of those American Gladiator treadmills, and it's very nice, but it's only downhill. That like TikToks will come on like one side of the screen, and you can just watch those while you're hiking.
That would be pretty
Yes.
cool.
Because he's strapped in and wearing a helmet, they can just blast some TikToks in there.
You should really just get into virtual reality.
There is great hikes around here, by the way, too.
But it's outside and it's dirty.
Then why did you say if there were better hikes, you'd do more hiking?
If they were better, if they met my like, obviously I would go outside, but like,
Indoor if you'd do it.
I
No,
would
you
prefer,
wouldn't.
I'd prefer them. Yes, I would. I'd prefer them to be indoors, and yeah, an indoor hiking facility I think is something that people would enjoy. I'd go on a lot more hikes if they were all indoors and mostly downhill.
You said that about climbing. You've never once been to the indoor climbing place.
I just think that's a lot more difficult and more exerting.
I mean, you're strapped in.
Yeah, but like you don't even get to use the little things, like you told me.
You
don't-
couldn't. Do you think you would be able to use those?
I think so. How difficult is it? You go like this,
Okay.
and you lift into the ice shield or whatever it is that people use. Them
You
for.
lift.
Well, you put them both in, and then you use whatever as a foot joist, and you lift up. Yeah.
You could lift yourself up.
Well, no, because you also have a foothold of some sort that you're also using it to lift yourself up.
You're gonna be jump off these little. Your foot isn't like the side of a cliff. You jump springing up off those.
You use it as like.
Didn't you see Mission Impossible 2
They're all the same.
when he's hanging from the cliff?
I did see that. Yeah.
Could you hang from the cliff?
No,
How you gonna get off the cliff?
I don't. Well, I'd fall. I'd fall.
All right, very quickly. Top 5 coaches. Harbaugh's fired tomorrow, thrown back in the pool. Your boy, Aaron Glenn, who won't even wear team gear, is thrown back in the pool.
Stop it.
You have a chance to hire these guys again. Who would be the guys that you would hire? Jeff? Who would be at the top of your list?
Andy Reid would be at the very top. I would also have my top 5 is actually pretty easy. You could debate the order. Reid's probably standalone 1, but McVay, Shanahan, Harbaugh, O'Connell. Harbaugh, John, I think. That's my list.
O'Connell. Who was the other one? Reid, McVay, Shanahan.
Yeah, and John Harbaugh, Ravens Harbaugh. Jim would make my top 10, but he's not top 5.
I think if I would be much different, who would I have any different?
I personally think Stefanski's an awesome coach.
He has one.
He has
year twice.
He has a lack of talent on his side.
Oh,
I think
who's
I would
next?
have.
Like Campbell,
Give me my top
LaFleur,
5.
Sean Payton.
Give me his top 5 again.
Who? He said Reid at the top, but then after that, John Harbaugh, McVay, Shanahan, and O'Connell.
And then
Okay.
Campbell, LaFleur, Sean Payton would probably be my next 3, to be honest.
I have to put Tomlin on this list because he
No, you
keeps.
don't.
If he coaches my team, I'm going to have a winning record.
And then
And he's been
Then
doing it for
that's
20
it.
years. Okay, but you know how much of a step forward that would be for the Jets?
yeah, but you're talking about it from like so
you said if Aaron Glenn got fired.
okay, I guess you're thinking about it from you're not even thinking about winning the Super Bowl. You're just thinking like how can we just not be consistently bad?
We don't go from
It's like the
this.
Patriots hiring Mike Vrabel. Is Mike Vrabel going to bring the Patriots over the top? No, he's going to make them not an embarrassment.
But
That's-
like lots of guys could do that. Like Jim Harbaugh would do that. Sean Payton would do that. Like
Pete Carroll would do that.
yeah, there's lots
Yeah,
of guys
I like
that are
Pete Carroll.
doing that can do this Mike Tomlin job that
Except
you speak of, I think.
he's been doing it.
When was the last time the Steelers won a playoff game? They make the playoffs every fucking year.
Yeah.
It's been like 10 years?
It hasn't been that long.
Got beat by the Browns in the playoffs.
They did.
And based on like your Hurts argument, why isn't Sirianni in your top 3?
Sirianni's been successful. I'm not sure how good he is.
It'd be near the back of my top 10, I think. But I'm asking you, like, why are you not using the same grading scale for him?
I'm not sure I know how much he's affecting the team.
I mean,
I'm not sure yet.
In the system, isn't he?
I'm not sure. Like, I'm not disparaging him. I'm saying I don't know. That's a very good question. I get a fair question, and I'm not sure I have a good answer. But somewhere in my top 5, I have to have Mike Tomlin because he just has proven it. And like, some point, like you just got to say, okay. I mean, this guy keeps
but we're not doing
hitting double after double after double after double, and like I'll take that.
If I was thinking about coaches I wouldn't want to have at this point, out of anyone who is a starting head coach, I think that he would probably be in my bottom 5 right now.
I think that's silly.
I think
that's silly.
Like if I was starting from, hey, I have a team and I need to get them ready and to go win the Super Bowl, I just don't think that he gets you there.
Well, he has multiple times gotten to Super Bowls, and he's won a Super Bowl.
He had one of the 10 best quarterbacks of all time.
I don't know if Ben Roethlisberger is one of the best 10 quarterbacks of all time.
15.
I don't know. I'd have to think that through, but I think that off the top of my head, that seems too much.
What does Tomlin do exactly?
I think he coaches.
If he was sitting with the Bobs and they said, "What do you do here?"
I think he coaches, which is like a lost art form of like motivation / like just technical advice. Like I think he's a good delegator. He's clearly a good delegator. His coordinators keep getting jobs. I think he's got a good eye for talent, and I think he's just a leader, which you can't quantify, and so throw it out if you want. But like, there is something to be said for like charisma and leadership.
I mean,
there's better people now.
I've always kind of comped him and Pete Carroll as being one and the same. I don't know exactly what they do, but they seem to get the most out of their players. There's something to that. But I think that in today's NFL, that you need to have some sort of specialty of being really good at something tangible on the field.
I mean,
like is Ben Johnson going to be a great head coach? I don't know.
How could he be? His quarterback's terrible.
But I like the idea of him coming in as being like, if this guy like innovated an offense and made Jared Goff look like an MVP. Can he bring that system somewhere? And I think that we're seeing more with how football is played today. That, I mean, John and Jim Harbaugh basically aside, we just kind of Reed is innovative, always has been. McVay, O'Connell, Shanahan, like these are all guys from like the same tree at this point.
Yeah, I agree.
That they're good at what is played in 2025, whereas Tomlin may have been great in like 2009.
I agree.
Coaching a team up, but it's fucking a decade and a half later.
I agree. I would want Mike Tomlin if my team was like really bad and I wanted a coach to come in. Like if I was the Raiders, they hired Pete Carroll, like someone to get us back to respectability. But in my head, I would think in 4 years, I want to fire him. I'll probably need a higher coach to get us over the top.
Okay. That's fair.
Where would you rank Sean McDermott?
Well, I mean, given that Bills fans by November each year are clamoring him to be fired, and they keep winning a lot of games, I would say not that high. It's not clear to me what he does.
But okay, let's say he just stays with
He's
the
a
Bills.
defensive coach, and they keep losing.
The Taliban.
But let's say he stays there for another 8 years, and the Bills just continue to be the Bills for another 8 years. They never win. Maybe they do win a Super Bowl somewhere.
Well, that's different.
But let's just say they win it this year. Then he's there for the next 7 years, and they don't win the Super Bowl. They win the division basically every year, make the playoffs basically every year, but just don't really do all that much. And it's been like 16 years. Sean McDermott's made the playoffs every year. No one would say he was a good coach.
No, but there is something to be said for, I mean, longevity is in its own way a talent, right? It is a skill. Like, it's weird. But, like, if you're better than average every year for 2 decades, then, like,
but it's
something there.
Okay, it's going to offend Jeff, but there's something to not being the Phillip Rivers of coaching.
I agree.
Eventually, you need to have a peak.
I agree, but most people can't hire coaches that good. And there aren't that many coaches who are that good.
But when you're stuck with a coach like that, is it good just being
Hold
the
on a
12th
second.
best every year.
Because if only 4 teams are going to win, then at some point there is a demarcation. I would, sort of send this to Paul. I think Sean McDermott last year, like by the end of it, I'd argue like he's turned some people in Paul's group chat.
Paul is not listening to this, but Jeff has a question for you. He says, Sean McDermott, after what he did at the end of last year, did he turn some people back to his side?
In your group chat.
Nobody in my group chat is complaining about Sean McDermott yet. It could take a game or two, and we're back on the let's get rid of him. But right now we're fine.
He's supposed to be a defensive coach, and his team scores 30+ points in playoff games and lose.
Mahomes is pretty darn good.
What about when they lose to the Bengals?
That one hurt more.
I'm just saying, they lose games and they score points in the playoffs, and he's supposed to be a defensive head coach. So
Last time the Jets have been to the playoffs?
they went to the championship game in back-to-back years in 2009 and 2010.
When was the last time they've been to the playoffs?
2010.
Don't they hold the record from the one
It's not a record,
the
but
longest drought?
yes. That's a bogus stat. But anyway, that's neither.
Why is that bogus?
Because it includes the 16 teams that made the 2020 MLB playoffs when they because they only played a 50-game schedule. They brought in 6 wild cards per league. And
so who were the teams that
the
benefited?
Marlins, for example, who hadn't been in the playoffs, I think since the year they won the World Series in 2003, got counted in that number.
They just made it.
There were other teams too.
In 23. The Marlins made it in 23.
Did they?
Yeah, and they got punked by the Phillies.
I don't recall that. But they were one of the teams that hadn't made the playoffs in forever.
If McDermott lost his job, I think he would get another one pretty quick.
Rex Ryan lost his job and got a job really quick.
That's because he just got hooked on OnlyFans feet videos.
Getting a job again really quickly. I mean, Chip Kelly got 2 jobs again really quickly. I don't think that really is.
No, but a lot of guys at the same time. Yeah, I guess, sure.
But Chip Kelly's different because people saw a vision that Chip Kelly had, just didn't work.
No.
Now he's back, baby.
I like that he's in the offensive coordinator role. This is where he should be.
All right, well, that was fun. Intro back to football. Had some laughs.
Had some very timely references that at least 6% of the audience are going to get.
I doubt it's that much.
You've got the audience buzzing, Tim. Preseason 1 game. You've got double-digit wins. My picture's frozen in the back.
Yeah. It's a new set. We're working out the kinks in the new system, Jeff.
That's all right. It's preseason.
It's preseason for this show and our new equipment, too. So in 3 weeks' time, we're going to be humming. We're going to be full on. There'll be no zzz sound in the background anymore. Everything will be glorious. But that time is not now. Thank you all for joining us. 4for4.com/Mayo. Get you 25% off anything at 4for4. The gambling package is awesome and includes everything. Additionally, the Sharp Stack program, if you just sign up with a free email account right now, you can use it till August 20th, but you're going to want to get in. When I talked about all offseason when I was winning a bunch of money on WNBA, I was beta testing that, and it was legit. You're going to want to get into it, all right? I'm Pat Mayo. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
That Mayo experience! Experience!